Okay, we're going to do a quick video here. We're going to write a little bit of shell code. I thought I'd go ahead and put it on the YouTube. Wave hi to the YouTube. Twitch chat is not on the YouTube videos. I'm too scared. This is not going to be organized. This is me at lunch. Obviously, I just got off the bike here. My new Wahoo kicker bike, which I absolutely love. It's the favorite toy I've ever owned in my life. Hey, Portsfield, how are you? And we're gonna write a script. We're gonna write a very simple script. So in Bash, and I thought I'd go ahead and make a video out of it. The script that we're gonna make is going to simulate this calculator right here from FastCat, which is home of the creator of the controversial term "sweet spot" for training for cycling. Frank Overton invented the word more or less. And as you can see, this is your training zones. Just to give you a sense of this, if you don't know about cycling and power and all of that stuff, it's a way of training that doesn't use your heart rate, because your heart rate can misinform you about your training when it comes to cycling in particular. Heart rate drifts for lots of different reasons, heat, dehydration, stuff like that. So heart rate is actually, it's better than nothing, but it's actually a pretty bad measure of total training effort. So you'll see more and more these days that people will not use it at all. They'll use power. And in fact, so much so that power has infiltrated the running ranks as well. People are starting to calculate power based on a number of factors. And they have these little pods they put on their shoes and stuff. But that's not nearly as well established as power for the bike, which has been around forever. So why do we care? Well, I won't get into the debate about whether sweet spot training versus periodized training like endurance and threshold. There's two basic schools of thought on this. There's the old school, which has been around forever since Joe Friel started writing about it back in the 80s and 90s, which is periodized training. That means really long and slow to build up your mitochondria. They call it zone 2 is the popular term for today. And you do lots and lots of zone 2 miles with no, breaking of that zone. You don't ever want to get tired or start burning lactate or anything. And then you have, on other days, your really intense days, you go ahead and you do lactate threshold. So I'm not going to do the whole thing about training. I will show you my personal calendar, and then we're going to get into some bash scripting. So my personal calendar for training goes something like this. I have the Mondays off. I do the hardest effort of the week. The hardest short effort of the week is on Tuesday, which is really high. Actually, yesterday I unboxed a Wahoo kicker bike and I had kind of a weird thing, but I didn't go very long. So my TSS, which is the total amount of stress, it's your stress measurement, which is in Strava, which is really cool because it tells you about how long you should take a break, is right here. How many days? This is from Training Peaks, but so that's the training load. And you can see I didn't have a really too high of a training load yesterday, so I'm just going to go through this fast for those who care. So yesterday's training ride, when I was completely unprepared, I just jumped on the new Wahoo kicker that I just unboxed. And my training load was only 53, so this is like really tiny. The only time the training load is really cool though, because you never really know if you've gone too hard on a given day, how much rest you're supposed to take. But if you add up the numbers, like if they're spilling over, so like, I had a 53 yesterday, which means I could fully heal for the next day. So, and I only did a 23. I did an FTP test today. Went up 22 points, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's because of my Wahoo kicker bike. So that is the reason that I'm looking at the Strava TSS, this one. I'm looking at the new calculator for my zones so that when I get on my bike outside, I can know what those zones are. Well, why would I want to make a shell script out of that? Why not make an app for it? There's already an app you can get for this. Because I want to, basically. I want to be able to put it in my Zolocast and make notes of it and things like that. So it's a super easy example of a shell script. It should probably take us maybe 20-30 minutes to write it. It's not that hard. There's math involved in it. So, in fact, I'm thinking of making this one of our standard mini projects for the Beginner Boost, because it is kind of, it does have some math in it, and it is not completely irrelevant. There's probably some people out there that would care about it. And it's percentage based. So that does bring up the question about, do we do floating point math? Do we not? So this is a good little mini project to put together. So I have my hard short day on Tuesday. I have my medium hard day on Wednesday. I have my another semi hard day zone 2 on Thursday. Then completely off on Friday. A big long hard effort on Saturday, and then Sunday I have a long easy effort, and then I have Monday off. Okay, so that's not really important. You really don't care about that. But the reason that I bring it up is because I need to change these numbers. It's no longer 167, 198, and I could just go to where was I? I could go. Where did my calculator go? Oh, here we go. I could go here and punch in the new number, which is not hard. You just go in here and punch your number. In fact, where did my number go? Where is the calculator? Looks like they took the calculator away. See Spezone calculator. Wait. It used to be on this page. I'm kind of confused. It usually put it right there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're going to make, this is done in JavaScript and stuff, so, you know. So I can go here. I can put my new FTP in, which is, what did I say, 242? Yeah. And so this gives you your stuff. Now, my Garmin pulls it up, but Garmin doesn't know about Sweet Spot, okay? And this does. So Sweet Spot is an overlap of tempo and threshold. So all the devices and everything don't have it. They do have Coggins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which are not heart rate zones. I know it seems similar. It's a really common error. These are power zones. And so we want to get something that's gonna generate this. Now, what are these percentages, etc.? The percentage rates are here, and so we're gonna use this to make our app. Okay, so let's start. So the first thing we need to do is make a place to put it. Now, this is just gonna be a shell script, so I don't know that I need a full-blown repository for this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like I'm kind of struggling on this decision. So this is such an easy little script that it's the kind of thing that I would just add it to my dot files and then it would just be there for somebody to use. I went through all those the other day. I don't think it needs a full Git repo. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't need all that, right? So let's go ahead and initialize tmux at this location. So now it's inside of my dot files. Actually, no. Let's go inside of my scripts. And there's all my scripts. Some of them are dumb. Some of them are good. They're old and not. I have to go through them all. But this is where I'm going to put my script. So I actually have a script to make a script, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. So we're going to set up tmux to be in this location. I'm going to do a git pull. This is my own dot file, so I don't care about committing to main. Create a repo because it will be a series. A series? What do you mean? You think it should have a repo? Why? Oh, because it's going to be something we could link to. What if I just link to my script? What do you guys think? It's not that hard to make a repo for it. Should we just do that? The bash scripting series. Huh. No, I'm just, you got a good point though. Well, I mean, it's like, should we put all of the scripts that are kind of like useful project scripts in a single repo, then have that go with the skill stack boost so that they're also in like the step-by-step, go do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've thought about this a lot. I have about 20 of these things, and I don't really want to keep them in my own repo. This is what I actually do, though. So, but I think, yeah, maybe... I don't know. I often debate about this. It's kind of like in the old days when you had a book. It was an educational book, right? At the end of the book, you'd have a CD. Nobody uses this anymore, but you'd have a CD, and it would have all your scripts on there, all the finished versions, right? Yeah, mono repo. I think this is probably a mono repo sort of thing. And then it begs the question: do we have a mono repo that goes with all of skill stack, or do we have a mono repo that just goes with scripting? We are going to be scripting in multiple languages. I think we probably need a mono repo. The hardest part about that is that like Go needs its own repo to do its thing, right? For all the Go programs. We need like a bash dash Go. Yeah. Yeah, I let's go ahead and think about this for a little bit. I'm sorry, YouTube, for waiting on this, but I have to figure this out. What we're trying to figure out, so skillstack.io has, the boost stuff here, and this stuff eventually is going to be updated. We don't have week 3 here yet, but there is a video already up for week 3. I also made the container images. You can go use those. And as you can see in the overview, we are planning on doing sampling, a little coding in Perl, Python, C, and Go. We cut the other languages because we just don't have time. And we decided to go with 2 compiled languages that are C-like and 2 interpreted languages that are popular and relevant. And Bash, of course, is like fully involved here. In fact, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons, the real question is whether we're going to do what I used to do, which is like do all of the same little activities in all of the languages so you can get a sense of how that language works to do the same thing, called polyglot programming, where you code the same thing in all of them, the languages, kind of Rosetta Stone style. I actually could do that. Let's do a monorepo for code. For all of the code projects here. Now, then the question is like, do we put that code inside of the documentation skill stack repo? Probably not. So that people can see what's changed over time, things like that. So, so let's go ahead and make a mono repo for this, because I mean, I can go ahead and write it without it putting it in a mono repo, but I do want to decide where it's going to live long term. So, let's go look at where that would be. In GitHub right now, this lives in @shop/skillstack. I mean, I could put a directory under here called code. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just keep it all in the same place. So all you have to do is pull that repo and you have everything. Yeah, I think we should do monorepo here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so... well, I don't even think I've pulled that repo down yet. Let's do that. I need to update that thing anyway. Yeah, and I can put that in the workspace. So, a couple commands you can do here. You can do repo clone. And I can just put skill stack, and that will clone skill stack in the right place. Pretty nice, huh? Don't have to do with a git pull and all of that. So let's get into skill stack. And this is the actual current document for that. Okay, so within docs, let's go ahead and make a directory for code. Should we say samples or examples? Or should we say exit? What should we go? Make directory. Examples or solutions. How about that? How about solutions? Answers. Projects. How about projects? How about we do projects? Project. I think each of these is a proj. Should make it proj. Projects. CD projects. Yeah. All right, so let's make a project called. Actually, we need to make projects. Should we subcategorize them? Probably should. Make directory bash. I probably will reorganize this later, but it's fine because it's a Git repo. There's not anything linked to it web-wise. Yeah. So. Yeah, I actually have a whole bunch of mini projects that I need to move over here too, so let's go ahead and do that. Bash, let's make one. Let's call this one FTP, or how about power zones? Power zones. Or should I call it zones? P zones. Power zones. I'm going to call it power zones. What should we call it? Power zones. Yeah. Yep. Power zones. All right. So now we have this. Let's make a README for it. Power. Create. Let's see. Let's see. Power zones. How about cycling? Cycling power zones based on FTP. This is such a good project because it doesn't have a very complicated interface, right? So, yeah, and it'll say usage. Let's do usage. You'll say power zones. And then FTP. All right. So, and then we wanted to print out the functional power zones, right? All right. So let's go ahead and make that. I could make a PR for this. I probably should do that. I probably should do PRs. I gotta start doing PRs, man. I do have to. And it's actually not that hard. So, get status. Let's make a new branch. Yeah. Yes. Let's do... What the hell? What the hell? Why is my thing broke? Oh, do we not have batch completion installed? Command not found. I don't think we have batch completion installed. No, I don't. Apt sudo apt install bash completion. Yeah. What the hell? Is it dash? It's probably dash. Alright, so exec bash dash. There we go. Alright, so those are all the commands for GH. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna make a PR on this. Okay, yeah. I think you can make a new branch with the GH command. I haven't done that yet, but I want to try. Create. I know you have to have a branch already, and then it sees that you have a branch. That's what I normally do. All right, so git checkout -b for branch. Power zones. Boom. And now we're in the power zones branch, which matches the name. And git status there. All right, so git diff, git add, git status, new file readme. All right, so git commit -m add power zones. I'm gonna squash them later anyway. Add power zones project. I can't see because my fan is there. I need to clean my desk. All right, so all right, let's do this fast. I know it became a long, drawn-out thing, but oh well. All right, so let's let's do this. So the first thing to do to make a script is to touch a script, power zones. And in order to make a script, it has to be executable. So chmod plus x, power zones. You can see it's now executable. We can run it and it'll work, except for it won't do anything. Gotta do dot slash because it's not in the path. And let's go mess with it, shall we? So we're gonna go into the thing, and we're gonna do user bin env bash. I used to hate using that because it's insecure, but when you're talking about somebody who might be putting it on a Mac versus Windows versus whatever, then that's the best way to get it. It sucks. The Ruby community gave us that practice, by the way. I find it to be annoying. It's a little slower, but for the sake of like where you're sharing something with everyone and they may be anywhere and you just want it to work, then that's when you would use that. You could do bin bash, but then on anything that has an user local bin like Mac and stuff, it would not find it. Okay. I reopened it. You don't have to do that to get it to do the thing. You could refresh if you want to do it anyway. So let's just get something that runs. So let's say echo enter your FTP. We're going to make it interactive at first, and then if it has an argument, we're going to make it use the argument instead. But if it doesn't have an argument, it will prompt for it. Enter your last functional threshold power FTP. All right, and we'll put color and stuff in there later, but for right now, that's good. Now we can just run it. Power zones, yay. Now it doesn't wait around. We want to get it to prompt, so how do we do that? We're going to read. Now, something that's really cool with the read, this non-POSIX compliant, so I generally just print something out as opposed to that. Echo also always puts a line return after it, which is fine. Anyway, so we're going to read and a value. So we're going to say FTP, right? Echo, you entered space FTP. And we're going to do that, run that. Do. All right. Now, you could check it, make sure it's a valid FTP. Actually, let's do all of that edge case stuff later. Let's do blue sky development, which means we make everybody doing what they're supposed to first, and then we work on the edge cases later. So, read your FTP. We don't really need that. So now we can just print out the value. And now we need to do some maths, right? So we could put out, let's do this. Let's say echo FTP colon. And why am I putting this stuff around it? Well, you don't really have to, but it's good in case it's going to like mess up, you know. It's going to be doing something else. So, all right. And now we need to do the calculation. And the thing that's cool about this is, what we're building a, as I said earlier, we're building a sweet spot calculator. We're going to do this calculation here. We're going to print out all of this stuff for the power, not heart rate, sorry, power zones. We're going to print those out for somebody given their FTP. Okay, so we need to do some maths. So we have an echo. Let's go ahead and do, we could do the math right here, actually. We wanted to. Now here the question is whether we want to actually do floor division or not. And let me show you what I mean by that. So, so bash and shell, not Z shell, but bash and shell very famously do math in kind of a weird way. So like if you say foo equals 2 divided by 3, echo foo. You'll see it's 0, right? And that's because it does not do floor division. So there, you cannot do floating point math in bash, and you can't do it in POSIX shell, and that's actually very, very important, because it makes you do it properly. So the right way to do this is actually to, I'm just thinking here, because there's 2 ways I can do this. I could do it, the right way to do this is to do it in BC, okay? And actually, let me say something here. I might be doing it wrong here. No, I'm not. Okay, good. So if it's just 1 here, so foo equals, we'll say 34, right? Oh, right, it's trying to do a command. That should be fine. And in fact, you can actually set it. It can do declare -I foo and make it an integer. And then stuff. There's no floating point though. And you can read all about this if you go to help declare. It'll tell you all the stuff you can do with it. So we've got, you can say I want to make it an integer, but there's no such thing as floating point math in shell, any standard shell. Okay, Z shell tries to add it, which is really dangerous because the code looks like POSIX shell, but it will not produce the same results, and you can get really weird bugs. So you should either be programming in POSIX or bash. Either way, you should never ever do floating point math in shell. If you're going to do floating point math, you should, as we have been doing for more than 3 decades, use the BC tool. Okay, so you can do floating point math if you want to do it, but you have to depend on a tool outside of it. And that's what BC is for. So we can, instead of doing this, we could actually use the BC tool, and we could say, well, let me just run it. So if I do BC and I do 2/3, it's still gonna, Mr. Rob, it's still 0. Yeah, that's because we didn't set the scale. So scale has to be 2, 3, 0, and then it knows exactly how to do it. You can actually set all of that stuff by passing it to BC. So, or you can use DC. People have different preferences. Oh. So we could do this. We could say foo equals, and we're going to do, it's the equivalent of a backtick. So we're going to say 2 divided by 3. I think I could just pass it in as a string. I don't think you have to give it a file. Interactive, no. Math Warn standard process, exactly the POSIX BC language question version. So you could pass it in. So let's do that. Let's say foo equals BC, and we're going to feed it a string. Okay, we're going to feed it a string. And the string is, by the way, backtick quotes, or whatever, parameter expansion, these automatically have their own quote thing. So you can actually put quotes around it. It's fine. So this is the content that's going to be passed into it. And we're going to send, you could do an echo, but this is bash and it works better. So we're going to say scale equals 2, semicolon 2.3, right? Oh, wait a second. Okay, so let's see. Syntax error, unexpected operand, error token is .66. What am I missing? I'm missing something. I am missing something. Let's see. Operand expected error token is 66. Syntax error bash line 0.66. It's trying to execute it as a command. My expansion's not working right. Or is it? Oh, it's trying to run it. Derp. Wait, what's going on here? I wonder if this will work. Yeah, no. I have a problem going on here. It's been a while since I've written a bash script of this complicated nature, so this will be good. What am I missing? Is it... Well, that's just a grouping. That's not going to ever work. Backtick should work, actually. Yeah. That should work. I tell you what, let's get it to work on the command line first. BC scale equals to 2.3. There we go. Is it because of the command, the line return after it? No. We need, what am I doing wrong? It's the value. It's just trying to run it. We don't want to run it. We want the actual value, and then we want to substitute it. Oh. Yeah, that should be fine. I wonder if it's the line return at the end. You know what else I could do? I'm wondering if I could do parameter expansion on it. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I'm missing something obvious. It's been a long time, so let me go back and look here. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, that's what I was doing, and it didn't work. Yeah, so I don't know why. So that right there, let's see if that works. Yeah, so that's trying to execute the command .66. On bash transition. Yeah. What did I do wrong? So, I mean, this is obviously trying to execute the command. We don't want that. So we want to have foo equals syntax error operand expected. Oh, I know. I probably need to quote it, I'm guessing. No? God, what the hell? What the hell? That should not be a problem. I am at a loss to see what's going on with that. This is part of the problem with shell. Is it's not completely obvious what's going on because there's so much expansion stuff going on. It's trying to execute .66. It evaluates it fine, and then it tries to run it as a command. Instead, it's supposed to just replace that command into the string. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to go look at some stuff here. I can't believe how rusty my shell script things are. Skills are. This should totally be fine. So much. If I do this, I can redirect it, right? Temp foo. Maybe that's it. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Because I declared it. I declared it an integer. And it's trying to put it in there as a string. I think that was the reason. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah, I declared it as an integer. Yeah, type foo, watch. Type foo. I bet that's it. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. I did. And this is technically an integer. It's a string, right? So that's gotta be it. That is the problem. Okay, so bar equals BC scale equals 2/3. There. Yay! That was it. That's a string. That's a string, and I told it to be an integer, and it was a .66, and it's like, sorry, not an integer. I feel so stupid. I'm glad I hit that error with the rest of you though. I was doing the right thing. I just forgot about the declare. I forgot about the declare. Okay. So now you know what's up, right? So you can't deal with floating point numbers as floating point numbers in shell because there's no concept of floating point. It only exists in BC, which means you have to convert everything into strings and then throw them over on BC when you want to do more with them, right? Which is a subshell. I get it. It's not very efficient, but that's just how it is. Okay. So, so what? So we could say, I mean, we could do all this in one. Let's take our first percentage. So we have less than 55%. So let's actually get all of our thresholds, shall we, right away? So let's do this. Let's say, what are we going to call it? Recovery. Recovery equals BC. We got to, I mean, you could do, I guess you could parse each one and pass them all if you wanted. Should we do that? Yeah, you know what we could do? Let me try this. I think we can do it instead of having to run lots of multiple individual ones. You see what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But here, see, we could do it like this. We could say, we could have every one be a separate BC execution, which is super inefficient, right? So this would be, and actually we need double quotes now. So then we have, this is going to be a good project because it's flexing a whole bunch of muscles here, bash muscles. So we need to have, now here you really need this part. So we have FTP, right? So we have FTP times, or I guess divided by, no, times 55%, right? So 0.55. And we could say recovery, and we could put recovery. We're going to use printf too on this. We are, but let's just try this for now. So power zones, functional personal power. Wow, look at that. So if we wanted to have, now we can still round stuff, but the difference is that now stuff will be rounded properly. So watch what happens. If I change the scale on this, it will round it properly. So at least it should. So it's like 189.75, right? We don't want it to floor it, and that's what integer division does normally. If there's any remainder at all, it just chops it off, and it's not what you expect. But BC does the right thing. So if I remember right, please do the right thing, BC. Please do the right thing. So now it should actually give you 190, right? What was the number I used? 345. Damn it! I think scale 2 is the default. Yeah. Let's do scale equals 0. Let's try that. What was it? 345. 345. Why does it keep doing that? Why does it keep doing it? It's like not doing my scale. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's because I did it. Maybe the .55 actually screwed it up. I don't know. I don't round a lot, but it's fine. Let's try. Does printf, does bash printf have it? I don't think it does. I don't think printf has rounding. No, it doesn't. I keep getting confused with Go. So Go's got so many good things. Date time string, results from FMT, no. Yeah. All right. So that's a big old no. All right. Well, let me practice my BC again. So 2/3 is 0. So see, that got floored. I think I do have to put equals 0. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. See that? If it has no scale, that's you know what? I bet the 0 didn't propagate over. Yeah. I wonder. Scale equals 2. 2/3. 0.66. Scale equals 0. 2/3. Uh-oh. Something's not right. Scale equals 1. 2/3. 0.6. Huh. I must have been spacing some. I don't ever do this, so I usually use the decimal number, and this is one of the first time I don't think I've ever rounded up in Shell. So this is good for me too. So rounding up in BC. How do I round decimals using BC and Bash? Around away from 0. Put the scale. You're looking in the result scale. Your math should be where math. Blah blah blah. We can use Python, right? This is a good project to do in Python to compare. This is like a no-brainer in Python. Float divided by 1.18 BC-L. What is the -L? What does -L do? Oh, they're just echoing. See, I'm doing it the same way. I'm just doing it a different way. What does this -L mean? I don't know. Mathlib. Define the standard math library. Huh. Why would you not do that? I don't know. Let's go find out. Good old Stack Exchange. Scale. Yeah, we got that. Oh, printf. Printf has F? Printf doesn't have F. I just looked at it. Does not work, but printf 2F. We just looked and it doesn't have it. It doesn't. I swear to God, it doesn't. So printf, there's a printf command, and then there's the printf in Bash. So like if you would do it in Bash, right? It's a built-in. So you got to get that instead. So printf, you will not get the same thing. Did I miss something? Format as a standard character. Object explain character simple coded converted copies anyway. Just standard format as described. Printf does. Oh wait. Okay, so it does do it. It just didn't write it out. Okay, I thought so. I went to look for it. So it says format. Format is presented using the format is a character string which contains 3 types of objects: plain characters. And just do the standard format in the printf command. Okay, good. So that's it. That's it, man. And we get to use printf. This is actually really good for our sloppy little project, because instead of using echo, we can actually use printf. And I was going to use it anyway, but now we can see the difference. So we can actually, there's probably a parameter expansion that would do the thing too, but printf is way better. So we're going to do the percent 0. I bet if we just do integer, I bet it would do it. I bet it will. 345. 189. There we go. All right. So printf. Another thing to notice about printf is it does not do line returns. So if you want to have multiple printfs, you can. That did the integer for us, and it rounded it properly. Or did it? Actually, maybe not. Maybe it didn't. I don't think it did. Oh, it did not. It did not round it. It did not round it. Still nothing. How about we do 0.0f? There we go. Finally. Finally we got it right. Okay, so that is good that I went through that practice again. Normally this would be done in Python, would be done in Perl. Those are the two languages that I would do any kind of math in. But I wanted to do it in Shell on purpose, just to show it can be done, and just to make sure. Let's check to see if BC is actually on Alpine. I'm super interested to see. So let's try that Podman run. Alpine is really the only distro I care about outside of Ubuntu and Red Hat. Alpine and BusyBox, which are effectively the same. Yeah, so if we do BC, actually, am I sharing a, I think I am. I think I'm sharing a thing here. All right, so let's copy our power zones script into tilde shared. Now watch. Oh, here comes the lawnmower man. Pound Alpine. Let's do this. Let's do -v. Shared. Yeah. And then let's do. Okay, so now we can do. Can run it. Shared power zones without changing it. Can't execute bash no such file. Alright, fine, you win. Bin sh /shared power. God, it's so noisy. 345. Unexpected redirection because I did bash redirection. Someone's going to say, you should have wrote it in POSIX. I'm going to say, shut up. I am never going back. No, not going back. But if we had done, if we wanted it to be POSIX, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Bin sh. Right? You can do it. This is one of those things that's like, well, did you really need to make that bashism there? And you know what? You'd be right. You'd be right. You'd be right. Did you really, really need that bashism? Probably not. Right? Because I can do this, right? I can do pipe that to BC, and I get the same thing. We'll tell it to use the math library. I'm just going to try BC by itself. Let's try. I wanted to do this for, compatibility reasons, so 345. Boom, 190. Okay, so hey, look at that. It works on shell and it works on bash. And frankly, if it didn't need the bashisms, Now, here's an interesting thing. Because here's an interesting thing. Actually, let's work on the same one. I'll just copy it over. So, because that one of the reasons that I went into this using bash is because I wanted to use integer mathematics using bash. So one of the last time I read the bash program so you can enjoy writing Rust with a lifetime ago. Yeah, well, I mean, we're not talking about compiled language. We're talking about shell scripting language. So I actually just realized something here. I'm gonna ask a question of the peanut gallery. Why not just use BC for everything since it's let's try BusyBox. One last thing. Let's try BusyBox. All right, part of me is being drawn back to the old Now, there are some extremely unsafe things about shell that I want people to be aware of. But this particular task is drawing me back to the old school Rob that used to slap people who didn't use POSIX, didn't write POSIX shell scripts. Right? If you used bashisms, it was like, how dare you, you know. But a script like this does not, there's not a lot of justification for bashisms. There's in fact zero justification for bashisms here. Zero justification. It's a very simple script. It doesn't need to be a bashism. You always fire at Python. It doesn't seem like I think so. But what I'm trying, okay, so what are the criteria here, right? So we want to write a script that will run anywhere, and that's what got me thinking about this, right? If it'll run on a BusyBox 1.8 megabyte Linux distro container, then, you know, we've achieved nirvana. And, you know, I keep talking about progressive enhancement, right? Don't use things that you don't need. And some time ago, I went back to defaulting to bash on most things because bash is safer than shell for lots of reasons. But I won't lie, I'm kind of interested in this. So let's mount shared here as well. And let's do BusyBox. So BusyBox is the smallest Linux distro container, period. Safer check. That's right, Zelo. But see, if you're not using it, right? If you're not using expansion, you don't have an exceptional number of conditions, which I do not have so far. So far, I don't have them. One of the reasons I went into using bash here is I was going to show bash mathematics is built in. Well, because it's floating, because it's I mean, you could make a really strong argument that you should never use bash for math, period. Because unless it's like counter integers, you know, and things like that, it's like, you know, increment the file number or something, or dates. But you should never do real math in bash in the end, right? You should use BC for that. And the reason you should use BC for that, if you want your script to work on all Linux distros without installing anything. Let me prove my point. So if we pull up BusyBox here, BusyBox is by far the smallest possible Linux distribution on planet Earth in terms of container. So, I mean, it is small. It's like, as I said, it's 1.5. It fits on a floppy disk. That's why it was made. And it uses some really amazing magic using a multi-call binary, it's called. We'll talk about it later. But does it have BC? Can it run the program? Right? So binsh. By the way, binsh is not really there. binsh, ls, and all of that stuff all live in the same single binary. That's what's called a multi-call binary. So we do binsh, and then we do our shared. There's no tab completion. What am I doing? Blah, 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 blah. What did I say? Power zones. Did it not share? Oh. Shared. All right, 349 or 45. 190. Okay. So you can do arithmetic and auth as well. Is Awk over here? Actually, no. I would rather use BC. BC is much more efficient at doing math. Yeah. Awk is a little bit heavy. I'm imagining. Well, in the case of BusyBox, it's all the same binary. It's already running, right? Right. So whether you use Awk or, I mean, the Awk that is built into BusyBox is really, really rudimentary. You know what I mean? But it does exist. Same as sed. Yeah, look at this, man. Yeah, sed has nothing. It has. You know what I do think is interesting is that sed in-place editing is now in the BusyBox Linux. This was not there originally. See BusyBox multi-call binary. said it does allow you to use the extended regular expression set. This is not the original sed, by the way. The original Unix sed did not allow any of that. That all got added by the BusyBox project sometime relatively recently, I assume. 2023, that's the last BusyBox installation. So, I mean, if you're on, there's some Unix versions that don't have that, like if you use BSD Unix. It's not POSIX compliant to do that, I don't think. And it may have been added, I don't know. Like, it doesn't have it. I used to have that because I used to add code for AIX and it didn't work. All right, so what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is don't use more technology than you need. And in this particular case, BNSH is just fine. Yep, including colors. I can do colors and everything. So we have printf. That's going to do the rounding. This is built in. The printf is using the bash built in. There's also a actually, no, because now that I'm using BNSH, the printf is actually a subshell. Yeah, because it's going to use the printf command. As soon as, if you use bash, printf and echo are built into the program, so they're faster. As soon as you stop doing that, you start to use all the individual commands. So now I'm actually using the printf command itself. It's really crazy. It's actually another reason that left bracket print expansion in shell is so weird, because the left bracket is actually a command. I'm not even kidding. See that right there? That's a command. There's a built-in in shell, but it's also command. It's actually one of the weirdest Unixisms that I've ever heard of. They turned part of the syntax into a command. That's why you have to have white spaces and stuff. So yeah. I can't see that because it's behind my thing. Okay, so that is a program. Yeah, actually, let's do this. Let's do file. Ash's echo. They're all built in, dude. In BusyBox, every single command on the whole thing is built in. Yeah, because it's a multi-call binary. The entire distribution is one binary that does different things depending on how you call it. So it's an elf binary, okay. Anyway, yeah, printf's built in, dude. They're all built in. It's the same thing. It still calls out to it. It just calls out to itself, which has already been loaded into memory. So, yeah. That's what I've said. I don't know how many times I have to say it again. It's called a multi-call binary. That's what a multi-call binary is. Do I need to show this? It doesn't even call XAB echo. It's built into it. It interprets it in its shell. Interesting. Well, that would be more efficient. But even if it did and it called out to it, it'd be fine because it'd be calling the same program. It's already in memory. Xbon, how are you? Yep. Yep. Yeah. Xbon is the house. That's cool. Yeah, it's called a multi-call binary. And so if nobody knows what that is, and my Bonsai program makes multi-call binaries as well by default. So I've been dealing with multi-call binaries for like 4 years. If a multi-call binary is a single, let me show you what they look like. It sounds like that's a thing that people want to see. So let's go show. Yeah, let's fire up an Alpine. Actually, you know what's interesting? The BusyBox and Alpine multi-calls are different. One of them uses symlinks, and the other one uses hard links. Yeah, I always thought that was interesting. The only thing I could figure is it's something to do with the number of inodes, and they want to go easy on the inode table. Yeah, so like if you do, let's do BusyBox, and if you go down, if you go to /bin ls-l, you can see them all here. They're all here, and I don't know if you can see this number. Look, they're all identical, same size. This is the magic number right here. So, multi-call binary and shell built in are definitely different. I know they are. One of them does a call out to the shell and pulls it in, and it gets it in memory, and it's a few more steps. It's effectively as fast, but it's not the same because it intercepts it before it ever makes its shell call out. So 404, not found. Yeah, no. This is the number of hard links. In fact, when I ask in the boost all the time, I ask, what is this number here? Nobody knows. This is the number of hard links to the file. And as long as there is at least one there, that means that number says that something else is also using the same binary, even if it's got a different name in the inode table. So that's what that is. But check it. If we go to the Alpine one, and I think I have it loaded still. No? Okay. If I do the Alpine one, these are all the same binary, by the way. So in fact, I think I can prove it. Let's try it. CIP. Oh, there's no file here. Yeah, that's an advanced thing. Let's do Alpine now. So if we do Alpine, we do this cd/bin. Yep, and ls-l. Oh my God, there's a 1 there. What the hell? But you can tell from the L here is a symlink, and over here it shows you it's a symlink, right? So it doesn't matter whether you symlink to the binary or you hardlink the binary. A multi-call binary looks at how it was executed, probably by looking at arg0, and decides what to do based on that, right? So it can tell how it was executed in the first place. It can tell how it was started, and so that's what we have. That's what we have happening. So yeah, and it's a cool way of putting all of the commands that you need into a single binary. The reason they did it is they needed to fit it on a floppy. BusyBox fit on a floppy disk back in the day. So that's where it got its name and everything. Anyway, and you can do that, right? Anybody can do that. You can. I don't know of any modern applications that do it. The Bonsai stuff, when I put together, you can actually take a Z-binary monolith, like my Z-binary monolith, and you can just like rename it, and it will do the other subcommand action based on whatever its name is. Anyway, so let's go back to our coding. What were we doing? We were trying to decide whether to use BC. We're trying to stay really minimal here, and make something that's really portable. And I'm going to change this directory from bash to shell because shell and or bash, we'll say that shell. Yeah, because it is shell. I mean, shell is such a misleading name because shell is a thing and bash is one of those things. Anyway, so let's copy the shared power zones into power zones, and we'll go edit this guy. Gives me heart palpitations. I do whoops all the time. What are you talking about? I'm constantly making mistakes. So, you guys saw the bashism that I was using, right? I actually really love this bashism, but it's completely unnecessary here. A triple is basically just passing a string as a file. I love that. I really love that. But that is a bashism. Echo blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's 55% FTP. And stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of cool things we could do here, but we'll keep it as it is. So the rest of this is going to go really fast because we've done all the hard work, right? Now we just need to put the different zones. So we need 50, anything above 55%. So that's below 55%. Recovery is less than 55%. Power zones. Don't you love that? Yeah, me too. I know, but I can't justify it right now because it's like makes You know, that is one freaking high FTP, by the way. That is, we should probably use something more realistic. So, like mine, 242. I went up, but not much. So anything under 133 is recovery, which sounds about right, actually, because I was actually outside pedaling away, and I was like, man, this doesn't even feel hard. You got to get over 133 to get some work going on. All right, so if you have power zones, I mean, let's just do the template. So we have endurance. Should I use an associative array? No, because then I'd have to have bash. Another reason to use bash. Yeah, you can use associative arrays in bash. Endurace. No. 145 to %.0f. I mean, this is, I'm making it pretty. I'm making it pretty. You know, I could just do one big long string and have them all be there. What do you think? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? So we could say endurance. These big old really long like things. Some people would say that these should probably be like wrapped in quotes or something. Let's see what Shellcheck has to say. Watch it complain. This is too dangerous. Fine. I still pass only one argument. Endurance is referenced but not assigned. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's right. Well, we just went through a whole thing where we're not going to use bash unless we need it in this case. And we're not using... Actually, no, we don't need... There's no if statements at all because we don't have any checks in here. Yeah. So, what else we got? We need to set it. So, recovery, endurance equals... See, I kind of want to do this. All these individual like executions is like really sloppy, right? I should not have to do this, right? I could probably do all of these and then parse them all out. You know what I mean? And just like iterate through them. Would that be cooler? This is kind of the lame way to do it. It will work, but it's not nearly as cool. Right? So if I do 56... okay, so... I gotta pass that in now. Whoopsie. Here we go. 136 to whatever. Why does it say 133? See, I think that calculator is busted. I do. Because this should actually be whatever the bottom zone is, right? Less than 55. All right, so I think it should be this one should be recovery. Yeah. And this should be endurance top. We should do that as the top of endurance. So the top of endurance is 75%. So 75 here. And then, yeah. Recovery. That should work, right? I don't like that. Okay, so we should have it save my FTP somewhere. So there. Not completely converted. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, is it because I put a comma there? I think it is. I am so stupid. Okay, here we go. Yeah, alright, there we go. 133, 182. I mean, you can see where this is going. And the script is going to be done, right? So then the question is, how fancy do you want to get? So rather than do all of these like this, I could pass them all in at once. Yeah. But I'd have to do a for loop for it. I don't think I could do an array assignment. I don't think it's going to do positional array assignment in shell, right? I don't think it was going to do that. You don't have like multiple assignment. So like I couldn't put like I couldn't do this. I wish I could, and I could do it in Python. I could do it in Go like this, but you can't do it in Perl. You can do this. I could do this, right? In other languages, I could do this. I could say echo this, and then I could say the other one. It's kind of hard to read anyway. So it's not uncommon to have redundancy, including especially echo statements. Right. So 75. I'm just gonna bunch in the other ones. In fact, I'm gonna script this. I'm gonna script it. Yeah. No, I'm not. I mean, by the time I get done thinking about how I could script it, I could have finished the whole thing. Math and cycling. How you doing? We're making FTP stuff. Math salts. Yep. So we're doing endurance, tempo. Tempo. What's tempo? I mean, let's just do it. I don't care. This is faster. Tempo is 90%. Do you think tempo's 90 or 95? What one would you call it? Tempo sweet spot is 3.5. Zone. We'll say zone 1. Zone 2. Yeah. God, I love it. I love it. All right. Tempo threshold. I mean, this kind of self-documenting code, so what the hell? Oh, sweet spot's 84 to 97. So see, it's a totally different range. Yeah. Yes. We have SST is what it is. SST to begin with, and then SST in the other one. Let's do the other ones, and then we'll stick sweet spot in there. So lactate is what? Lactate threshold is above the sweet spot threshold? I did not know that. Tempo 76 to 90. What's 90 to 98? Nothing. Sweet spot. I don't know. I feel like this does not go. Hey, Hudson Plus, how are you doing? So threshold is. I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's do. You know what I could do? I don't even have to have recovery here. No, watch this. I'll do this magic. I'm gonna do this magic right here. Echo FTP times 0.55. Oh my God, can you believe it? Can you believe it? I know. And then, in fact, if we make that, let's just use F. Can you believe it? I used F. Just F. Because I want it to fit on the line. Yeah. F times 0.75. Pipe to BC. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I think I can even do this. Oh my God. I feel so dirty doing that though. Oh, so dirty. All right. How beautiful is that though? That's on one screen. Endurance is 75 to 90? No, 56 to 75. Okay, fine. So, so I have to reuse it again. God, this is so sloppy. I'm making that same calculation twice. Oh, I'm such a bad person. 55, 56 to 75. Yeah. All right, let's try that. If I do that, I don't have to do that at all. What? Yeah. All right. So here we go. 242. Oh, shit. Shit. I'm pushing the boundaries of what's possible, obviously. So. Damn. Still not quite there. Oh, this one I didn't do. Let's move this one over. All right, so there we go. We got 133 to 182. Yeah. And no, we don't need that anymore. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I mean, no, we need that. Because if I want to do it as a Unix filter, which is what I want to do, I'm going to show you. This is going to be really cool. Threshold power. Threshold power. Threshold power 242. Yeah. Wait, what? Should I put 0 here? I should. I'm being pedantic. Threshold power. How come it's not? Oh, I see. I see what's up. Yeah. I want it to look pretty. Are we off the screen yet? 89. If we have it 100 is 2013. All right, so 242, 033. Endurance is 2. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Actually, let me test something really quick. So if I'm like editing a file, and I have my FTP in here, here is my zones. And I want to do 242, and then I do bang bang dot power. What is it? Dot slash power zones. Boom. You see what it did? Do you see what it did? Yeah. It took my input, and then I don't need that line there. That's what I was trying to get at. I don't need to put the prompt. So if it doesn't read an F, if it doesn't have an argument, we're going to read it. We're going to read it. We're going to wait around for reading it, right? So if it does have an argument, then we just put it in. And that way we have a Unix filter. That's the definition of a Unix filter. So the thing that's cool about that is you can do inline conversions without leaving your Vim session. So 242, bang bang, dot slash power zones, boom, I can do my conversion like that. And that is why you don't need plugins in Vim or NeoVim, because 9 times out of 10, the thing that you want to do is just make a script and make it a filter or whatever. It's so much easier to do that. And I mean, I can undo it if I don't want it to be that way. In fact, you can even use BC here. I do this all the time, right? Times, so like, 34 times whatever, scale equals 5, 4. And you can bang BC this and do math in your Vim session. Bang, 2 exclamation points, and then pass it to the program that you want to have it and do that. That's how I do things like start, I can do like start titles, bang H now, it just prints the title, yeah, I mean, there's just a million things you can do. You can have it calculate the totals of a section if you want to. It's also the reason I hate visual mode. I never use it because I have my own filter for it. I have my own CMT. It does everything I would ever want to do, and I have total control of it. I don't ever use visual mode. So then I could say CMT. I want to put something else in here, because it's just using a Unix filter. So we cover Unix filters in the boost, but I wanted to tell you why that when I put my FTP here, and I can just do power zones and I don't have to have a macro or anything. I can get all my zones. So that's the goal. All right, so I'll close this down. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a million things you can do. It's actually not, my command is even, it's about that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you and I are on the same, kind of on the same wavelength there. That's exactly what my CMT line does. Yep. So, yeah, and then people get all irate about using visual mode. So I'm like, okay, fine, have fun with that. The way that I do it works in anything. It works anywhere on any shell. Now, there's certainly, BusyBox VI does not have a magic wand command. It does not have that thing. But who cares? Because you can do the same thing with ed. With ed commands from that location. So yeah. I talk about this a lot in the boost, but it's the basis of, my frustration for people who get so uptight about, creating entirely new editors just because they don't know how to use Unix. That's right. I said it. Okay. Tempo. Those numbers are going to change. Getting frustrated. Yeah, I have to do. Every year when we do the boost, we do an ed session. I have to relearn it. I'm always glad I do though, because every time I always pick up something from it that I could have benefited from. So, you know what I'm saying? 3.5. That is such a weird number, but we'll go with it. I know, now I'm just getting pedantic. And I haven't even put colors in it yet, which I will. I am going to, just not right now. I'm going to make my colors, like my zone 2, my green and all that. I'm going to do all that stuff. Yep. We got to change the numbers up. Not right now, though. Threshold. Threshold is 4. I think they say lactate. Is it lactate threshold or VO2 max? No, they say lactate threshold, right? 5 is VO2 max. Yeah. And this stuff hurts, man. I hurt today. I did my FTP. It hurt. It hurt. It did hurt. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw this, I was like, wait a second. There's not 7 zones. I thought they were talking about heart rate zones. They're not. Or 6 zones. See, the heart rate zone's over here. Yeah, there's an extra zone. There's an extra zone when it comes to power. There's, yeah. And it's funny because they don't even really correspond. They kind of do. Yeah, there's anaerobic capacity. So it's like you're deadlifting, you know. I guess there's no deadlifting and heart rate stuff. And aerobic. And they say anaerobic, they mean it. Actually, they usually say neuromuscular or something. But yeah. Anaerobic. I can't spell. I can't spell. Zone 6. Caliber butterfly? Damn. Yeah. Lactate is nuts. Lactate clearing. Being able to clear lactate is like such a genetic thing. Yeah. Being able to clear your ability to clear lactate is a real thing. Yeah. That's FTP is mostly about that. Most of the reason I got a higher FTP today is because I was spinning at 100 RPM at like 330 watts. And as soon as it started getting pulled down into like, you know, lactate stuff, you know, pushing it hard, I was done. In fact, I quit. I was like, I don't want to do that because it hurts. I don't like it when it hurts. All right, so tempo is 76 to 90. It's not like I'm going for the tour or something. I don't care. If you want to. Oh, damn. Yeah. 76 to 90, 84 to 97. I could put these in a table someplace, but this is fine. It's sloppy, but I don't care. That's the thing about shell scripts. They're designed to, you know, you write them fast. It's not designed to be like production code. That for that kind of thing, you should probably write something that's compiled and type stricter with types. 98 to 104, 105 to 120. Wait, what? I should just times it by 105%. Wait, what? Is that right? 1.5. 97, 1.4. 1.5 to 120. Damn. Oh shit. I don't need the zero, Rob. Okay. And this is 121 to 200. Wow. No wonder it hurts. No wonder it hurts. Times 2. 2.0, just because I don't want it to... What happened there? Oh, never mind. I guess I can accept that. Power zones, 242. There we go. Do the numbers jive, as they say? I'm going to cheat. 1, 2. Because I want it to look good. Yeah, there we go. Threshold power should probably be left justified, don't you think? Right justified. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's put this over here-ish. For the few people who have 4-digit FTP, I don't think anybody has 4-digit FTP. That's like unheard of. Wow, look how pretty. I like it. Now we just need to make it have color. And we'll be done. 0 is dead. Yeah. So, we're actually going to make some colors. I'm going to put my colors, yes. Yeah, I'm going to. right now. Well, I gotta make sure the numbers are right. Let's check our numbers. So here's my actual numbers. 0 to 133. Gotcha. A little bit of unit testing. 133. I don't get this. Why does it say 136 to 182? What happens to all the stuff in between? I don't get it. I think that's a bug in their app. I do. It's a bug in their app. Less than 182, 56%. What happens between 55 and 56? Huh? They forgot to include it. I think this is less than or equal to 155. What do you think? Yeah, that's like a lot of numbers in between there. I think 133 is going to be fine. I think it's a bug. Okay, so 133. Yeah, what happens if I'm in 135 and what does that even count? Guess not. Okay, so 133 and 182 is endurance, which means mine is more accurate than theirs. Okay, 184 to 216. What does Kogan say, by the way? What is Kogan's power zones? Power zones. This is a guy who made it up, so we're gonna go with it. Ow, my eyes. Why are you so? Ugh. All right, so wait. Power zone training. Hello. Okay, here we go. Less than 55. Oh, Kogan screwed it up. Kogan screwed it up. Kogan screwed it up. Look. Less than 55, and then he has 56. So in his zones, he doesn't have anything for exactly 55% up to and including 56%, which is a annoying mistake. Exactly. 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 So we're going to correct Kogan's error. I know I said that. I know I'm being that guy. And we're going to say less than 55%. So if you're 55%, then this should actually be 55 to 75%. That's what this should be. That's what that should be, but whatever. Right. Should we actually put the percentages here? Would that be of use? No, screw that. So then we have tempo threshold max neuromuscular power greater than 150%. Wait, he has 7. He has 7. I told you. Oh my gosh, we got more to do. I knew there was neuromuscular or whatever. Neuromuscular, whatever that is. Neuro skulls. Neuromusk. Euler. No. Neuromusk. We're gonna leave it. Zone 2 should start at 56. No, it shouldn't. You think Zone 2 should be 56, and anything under 56 should be active recovery. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Let's do that. That's fair. That's fair. Because Zone 2 starts at 56. And yeah, I'm gonna put the 56 here, even though it says 55 in this chart, which I think is wrong. Okay. I didn't want to do that, but I have to. There's got to be 7. It's anything greater than, which is actually these charts don't line up, man, because This one says anything over 150%, and that one says anaerobic goes up to 200%, which is not consistent. You know? It's not. It's like, why can't they get it together here? 1.5. And we're going to say 1.5 to infinity and beyond. 1.5 to... How do I do the infinity symbol? Can I do it? There. To infinity. How about that? I know, I'll make an arrow. How about that? Yeah. And I'll make this one kind of go like that. How about that? Is that okay? All right, so... Yeah. I mean... I don't even know if this is going to work. I'm having way too much fun with this. The thing I like about this is every time my FTP changes, I can figure out my power zones really quick. 'Cause I actually like just looking at my power meter. I don't like necessarily recoding my Garmin, which has got a hard slight year zone. Exactly. Huh. Yeah. I just thought something. Yeah, we could do this instead. We could put... Where is it? Where's... Oh, damn. Okay, wait. So, the zone that goes from there until you vomit. And this is the one where you're asleep. Yeah, we should use... Yeah. Wait, we should have... I think we should have a sleep over here. There we go. Alright. Zero is dead. If you're doing zero... Are emojis allowed? I don't know. I think they are. I think they're fun. Alright, here we go. Yeah. I know you guys are like, this guy, why is he taking so long? Because I'm having fun. Alright. It's time for me to go back to work too. This was great about working remote. I work 24/7. Sometimes I work at 4 a.m. and nobody knows. Frequently, actually, because there's nobody up at that time. Yep. God damn. Got to do a whole bunch of reporting anyway. Stuff that I can do at night. What happened here? Why did it do that? Did I have like a tab in there or something? What? That was very odd. Oh, I see. Double bite emoji. I don't want to hear it. Don't rain on my parade. Goddamn double bite emoji. I don't know you've changed. Emojis? Yeah. You type this into column -T. Yeah, you almost could. Yeah, that would be cool. You almost could do that. Yep. Alright, let's try this. Denied again. Yeah, good old double bite emojis. They do not play nice with the things. They don't. That works fine. That's fine. Yay. Okay, the other one has got to change. Ascertainment, how are you? All right, so let's go up here and put this over here again. Even though that's not going to be right, I know it. Watch, because of the double byte. Oh, it worked. Surprise. Okay, so there are the zones. We have percentages. Should we actually put the percentages? I kind of feel like we should. If we do, we should probably just take all those numbers out and put them someplace else. 4.7 to avoid overlaps. Yeah. Okay, so well, we actually deliberately have overlaps, right? So that's one of the reasons I'm making this, is because every one of the other zone calculators does not include sweet spot. And I'm actually experimenting. I have mixed feelings on sweet spot. I actually wrote on my Zettelkasten about it. I have mixed feelings about sweet spot training. It doesn't have a bulk of science to back it up right now, but all the pro teams are doing it. So I'm going to try it for a few weeks and see what happens. The biggest takeaway from sweet spot training, by the way, is that if you do sweet spot training properly, you can get the idea is you can get as much training using about 6 or 7 hours less per week. It's just more intense. So, you're more likely to puke and hurt yourself than you, but if you can do it, you can get away from the big long thing. Even the cool proteins, yeah. Proteins, the cool pro teams, a lot of them are doing sweet spot. Yeah. But it's hugely controversial. But I at least want to know what the numbers are. The reason it's controversial is because it crosses. It's in the past. It's been called junk miles. It's sweet spot is almost directly in the race. The other reason I like sweet spot is because racing in Zwift is sweet spot training. It's not as formal, it's not as organized, and it's probably not as high quality, but it sure is hella fun. And that gives you 2 potential race workouts per week in Zwift that count as a workout. If you most of the time when people do a lot of racing every week in Zwift, they would be called. People would call them out saying, "Oh man, it's a bunch of junk miles. You're never going to improve if you just race every week all the time." And so the take on it is that sweet spot is more fun. If you're going to do a group ride, you can actually go on group rides in sweet spot and race each other. If you're doing a really organized sweet spot training session, then you're going to do a lot of, stuff on the high end of the threshold and come down. You're going to be doing intervals and stuff. But if you don't want to do that, if you just want to have fun, you want to organize a race during that time or go join up to a race, and races already got kind of built-in intervals into them and stuff like that. So you can actually replace a sweet spot if you don't care about, if you're not a pro team like me, you just want to screw around, you can replace your sweet spot training sessions with race sessions. So that was appealing to me. That was appealing enough, especially now that I got this kicker bike over here, which kicks ass. No pun intended. I'm all recovered too. I'm all recovered from my FTP thing. I might actually go back in there now. Yeah, I'm gonna go have some lightweight meal of some kind, and then I'm gonna hop back in after I get some work done, and then I'm gonna I don't know, maybe I'll go for an outdoor ride today. The options are numerous. Okay, you were interested in the script here. So VO2 max, this says 106 to 120. Did we get that right? Damn, these numbers are completely different than that calculator. 56 to 75. That's okay, we got that. That's good. 76 to 90. Got that. 91 to 105. I think Kogan keeps changing his numbers. Threshold is 90. See, look, this is correct. This calculator is busted, man. It's busted. It's busted. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's totally broke. I'm gonna make it my own because this isn't broken. So here we go. We have, so tempo is 76 to 90. 76. This is actually Kogan's site, so I'm going to go. And I think he updated these numbers recently. Threshold is 98 at 1.4. This is nowhere near that. Oh my god. Why can't people get shit right? Alright, whatever. Maybe it changed on him. I don't know. 90 to... I 91 to 105, 95 to 105. Threshold is number 4, and that's 91 to 105. 105. Yeah. So 91 to 105, 106 to 120. Wait. VO2 max 106. I had that wrong too. 106 to 120. Anaerobic capacity 121 to 150. That one's right. And neuromuscular anything over 150. Okay, so and then the only thing we really want from the other one is what sweet spot is. And that we can get rid of this. Wait. Oh, this is Kogan's. Is this Kogan's site? I don't think this is Kogan's site. Okay, we got to back that up again because these guys are all over the place, man. Sweet spot. Sweet spot is 84 to 97. 84 to 97. Okay, I'm going to confirm these numbers because I don't know who these people are. So this is Frank Overton. He's the guy who invented sweet spot, so I trust that number is right. 84 to 97 of FTP. 84 to 97. We'll go over here. What else we got? So that one could go down. What else? What else we got? Do I need to go through Kogan's numbers again? I think I do. Yeah, train racing power meter in his book. This is the book that I don't have. I think it's actually, yeah. Other adaptations. Power zones. The Zwift zones are different for you, by the way. Yeah, the Zwift zones are different than the Kogan power zones. Yeah. Twin Training Peaks is probably the most reliable. By Andrew Kogan. Who made Training Peaks, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that though. Active recovery, less than 55. But 56, we already know that's a problem, but we fixed it. 55 to... We're doing 56. So 56 to 75. Tempo 76 to 90. 91 to 105. That calculator is totally broken. 106 to 120. God, we did our own. 121. Why does this say NA here? Well, then... Whatever. That is... Whatever. I mean, I'm going to keep it in there because... It sounds like he changed his mind and like decided to put an NA in here. Anything over 121 is anaerobic. Right. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna. We're done. We're done. Now we're just gonna make colors and we're done. Yeah. We're making the colors. Or not. I mean, what do you think? Should we do colors? We could do colors. Let's do color strip. Ooh, pretty. 255 colors. There's none of the colors. Um, is it color tab? Where is it? It's in user local bin. I put them in here. Oh, maybe I didn't add it. Yeah, I might not have added it. Nope. I don't remember where it is. Color escapes. Is it escapes? Color strip. Oh, I think it's ANSI. Is it ANSI colors? I have a program that shows you all the colors. I can't remember now. I can't remember it now. So TMUX here. Go back into dot scripts. Color strip, old KN. No. Not Figgle, not Fishies. Term colors. That's what I wanted. Uh-huh. See, we already kind of got the colors there. So, where's our program? We're going to go dump the colors in here. Uh-huh. We're going to say bang bang term colors. We're going to dump them in there. And now we have them all, right? So this is the POSIX ones, and this is the bash ones. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off the bash ones. I actually like the bash ones better, but because they're actually binary, they don't have to be converted. But we can try it. So if we do black, wait, what are we gonna do? So which one is which? Where's the colors? I don't remember. Usually they have like a color coding. Cycling power zones. We just did that. Wrong thing. Okay. Power zones. Ooh, look at the pretty colors. Okay, so please focus. Okay, no, there we go. Come on. Power zones, what do you do? Neuromuscular power, zone 7. Alright, do we have a gray? Is there a gray? I guess we could just make that white. I think white is already a thing. So anyway, we have to do, let's do this. Let's say %S. Yeah, we have to do the conversion. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't remember how to do POSIX version. POSIX is a little bit weirder than the others, so yeah. I know. Let's try it. Blah, blah, blah. No. Wait. Nope. Printing colors in POSIX. Yeah, you have to do it's so much easier in Bash, and we started doing this in Bash, but there is a way to do it. Yeah, you have to, it's printf though. Yeah, there it is. No, that's C. We don't want to do C. You have to convert the escape is the problem. I think we might actually have to do an echo -n or -e or something. No, we're not doing it in C. Do 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 do. Simple colors. Nope. I mean, we could do this. This is a subshell. It's harder to do that. Light black, yeah. T put actually is another way to do it, but that's just that depends on a sub command. You can do the -E. If I do the -E, it'll work. I thought printf did a -E automatically. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking no. I guess it doesn't. Yeah, it must not. I thought it did. I thought it did escapes automatically. Yeah. Escape backslash. Actually, I might have to do echoes. Actually, with Unicode characters. I wonder if I were to do. You know, I might be able to just get away with the escape, and not have the variable. Yeah. You know what I mean? I might be able to do. I don't think you can do /E. I think that's only for. I think that might not be POSIX case shell support. I don't know. So that would be actually recovery. This goes away, of course. And /37 M. Doubt that's gonna work. Yeah. Unexpected numeric value. Yeah, you got to get the actual escape sequence. That's why I like the other one better, to tell you the truth. Oh, wait. We can get rid of this. How about that? Maybe it did work. It did. It worked. Yeah, because if we do 32, let's make it green. I'm pretty sure it worked. Yep. All right, so I guess you can't have a number there, though. I didn't know that. No, it worked. Okay. That worketh. So I don't need that. I just need that as a reference. So this is white. So that means 37. Yeah, the 033 is the same. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, gray, and then we want light blue, which is kind of cyan, I guess. 36 M. And we don't have to like reset them because that's green. That's not. Do we even have a blue? Magenta? Is magenta blue? We don't have blue. Oh, we do have blue. So dumb. We have blue. We actually have a blue. 34. What's tempo? Tempo is green. We do have that, but green is not green. Green is like yellow, which is lame. But whatever. I mean, we'll have to take it. So, lactate threshold is yellow, and then gold. There is a yellow. Wait, what? Lactate threshold is yellow. Sweet spot is something special. Yeah. All right, so threshold is yellow. VO2 max is or gold. What's the one that looks like gold? I think yellow actually looks like gold. Yeah. You know, I could do the 255 colors, which are exact. I can actually get the exact color. You know what I mean? Because this yellow is going to be gold watch. Yeah. See, the yellow is gold. I don't know. I'm tempted to. So when you do colors on the terminal, there's 3 different ways to do colors. You can do millions of colors. You can do hundreds of colors. Actually, hundreds of thousands. So I guess it's 4. And then you can do the standard stuff that's used from the terminal. If the stuff I'm using from the terminal will respect the theme that you're using. If you use the 255 color stuff, it will not respect the theme, and it will use the exact color from the 255 list, no matter what you put out. And if you're going to do that, there's a different thing to do. So let me think about this for a second. So if we did, we could do these differently. We could get rid of these. What I'm getting at is you could actually do, so if we do, it's not 37, then we have to, when you do the 255, you have to have a different number involved, and I can't remember what it is. You have to actually give it another preface. Escape sequence. It's 033. Series semicolon separate parameters. Yeah, here we go. So I think to have the 255 ones, you have to have a 30. Yeah, RGB. That's the RGB value. It's a different value though. It's a different value. And not all terminals support 255, so that's annoying. And we have to have the color support. There we go. Printf. Text red bull underline. Yeah. So this is This is not what we want. We want the red bull underline. We don't want that. We want the 255 one. Yeah. I mean, we could do like a background even. That's kind of cool. But I'm spending too much time on this. We don't want that. 11 colors. So that's the main colors. Here we go. 256 colors. So it's 38, and of course you can combine these, yeah. It's 38, it's 38.5, right? Yeah. Yeah. 38.5 is the one that gives you 225, and this is 48.5 gives you the background. Okay. So we could do 38.5 and we can do, so that one is supposed to be grayish, right? So about 237. 237. You still have to have the M in there. That worked nicely. Did it work? Oh no, it didn't work. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. And 38,5 or something. What's the next one? That bluish color. We'll say 39. What do you think? 39? 39. That didn't work. Oh. Okay, wow. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Tempo. Tempo is green. 8, 5. Very green. It's very, very green. 46 looks very green. I know I have to test everyone. Whoa. Sweet spot is... What color did they do in the calculator? Yeah. I don't think they did one. What is the color for sweet spot? Color for sweet spot training zone. Probably hasn't been invented yet. What the hell happened to my trainer? Alright, check out Trainer Road. Got you. Sweet spot, sweet spot, sweet spot, sweet spot, sweet spot. Nothing. We'll think about that later. So let's do sweet spot as it's whatever what is threshold? Threshold is yellow. What's green and yellow combined? 38, 5, something M. Green and yellow. If you add green and yellow, you get blue, right? Don't let my wife know I don't know how to do colors. If you mix yellow and green paint together, you get yellow-green. Yellow-green. I guess you don't get it blue. You get yellow-green. That looks like yellow-green to me. 112. I think. Alright. Yellow, 112. I think that's probably going to work. Oh, yeah. It's kind of a weirdish color. Well, we definitely need a yellow here then. Yeah. Okay, so 385 M. Threshold needs to be very, very yellow. 190. Yep, that works. VO2 max is then gold. Right? Yeah. It is. Threshold is yellow. This is like orangish gold. I mean, 208. 38. 5208 M. Anaerobic 38 5. Wow, that's very. They forgot the A in capacity. Yeah, it's kind of sad, huh? 160. What the hell? I don't care. And neuromuscular is like off the chart. Purple. Of course it's purple. Doesn't make any sense, but 57. I mean, it's very purple. But 93 instead. I don't know. I'm just picking random colors. All right. And there's my zones. Wow, they're so pretty. Threshold power we could probably make bold. Man, what if we underlined all of that jazz? I don't think underlining is supported in my browser. We could do it. We could turn underlining on in power. Just have it be a thing. But no, that's fine. We should probably make it something else though. Recovery, endurance, tempo, sweet spot, threshold. You have 2 max anaerobic and your muscular. You know what? That's it. We're done. So we're gonna go ahead and save that, and y'all can go play with it if you want. What's really cool is that actually will print, believe it or not, in a document. So I can still do that here. The problem is that you can't get you can't see. Look at this. It actually puts the escape in here. This is so cool. So if you cat that file, you get the colors. You know why? Because the actual escape binary has been written in the file. That's what that escape is. So that'll work everywhere. No matter where you send that file, it will work if they support color. I know it's like you can't open it with a text editor very easily unless it's VI, but this will work no matter where you put it. So the thing that's cool about that is you could get. Now you might want, if they're doing it this way, you might not want it to have the colors, right? And I actually used to have a thing here called no color or something. Strip, is it called strip? Strip escape. Yeah, so I have a command called strip escape that will get rid of those escapes if you don't want them. I should probably put that back in my thing. In fact, let me go make a thing about that. So I need to go back into a project of mine for a second. I have the workspace thing issue, add strip ESK back to image. I'm getting ready to make another version of the boost image, and that I don't think that's in the image actually. Yeah, if I do, yeah, well, I can test it later. I'm pretty sure it's not in there though. So I'm gonna add that. All right, so that can go away. This is working. So we got everything we need. That's all I needed for that. Now, what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna go add this back to my calendar. No reason to put that in a YouTube video though. So what have we done here besides like the very long-winded way of going about working with power zones and writing a script? Hopefully you've found something useful in there to help you out. Something to keep in mind though is that notice how these did have to be put over that way. If you're able to get the escape sequence itself into a file, you might be able to pull that off. Okay, let's test that out. Let's see if we can do that one last thing. So if I say I want this to be white, let's say W equals for white. W equals. I don't know that it's going to actually work, so let's give it a shot. 5237. And I think if you put white here, it should work. I don't know. Let's try. Nope, it didn't work. So, what did I do wrong? Oh, I forgot the M. So actually, maybe it did work. Yep, it did. All right, so if you want that, you can do that way. Let's actually do that. It's a little bit cleaner. So, what is we have next? Blue. $38. I guess this does the escape for you, so that's cool. That's kind of cool. 39M. And this can become B. I mean, you probably don't want more than that, but what is this one? Tempo is green. I mean, I'm just cleaning it up at this point. Did I say 39? No, let's go check. Oh, you're right. Thank you, guys, watching me, keeping me honest. I'm so glad you caught that. Yeah, that would have been ugly. All right, so you know, with those bugs creeping in, this is blue-green. I'm just gonna call it S. It's for sweet spot. S. Threshold we'll call, what is threshold? Yellow. Y equals, I could do change the T, but no. VO2 max is orange or gold. I guess we could say orange. It kind of is orange. Oh boy. Orange. It's, you know, it takes a long time to do the colors, but it will make life so much more pleasant later. That's so I'm going to stick with. I'm going to stick with that. It does. You know, it's like, you know, just a little bit of extra dopamine during your day to make life fun. A little bit of color and readability. I mean, this really does set it off, right? It's like you kind of get that same color set off here. So, yeah. And this is definitely violet. Violet. You're Violet, Violet. Name that movie. Name that movie. Violet, you're Violet. God, that was fast. You guys are good. High quality streaming viewers here. They know they're Willy Wonka. Damn. She was a bad egg. She definitely was. That show is so full of great quotes. I gotta watch it again. We could probably get away with watching it on stream. Is that past, like, whatever? Like past a certain time, you can like watch it, right? Past a certain year or something. Damn. That is so very nice. Okay, so the last thing, I forgot to make an argument parser, which is kind of lame. So yeah, we should do that, right? We should say We only want to read if there's not an argument. So you want to say if, oh gosh, I'm going to use my single brackets. I hate that, but right. So we can't do count checks because actually, is that a shell or K-shell thing? I think it is. I think I can actually do if the argument count is less than 1. But I mean, the traditional way to do this. Yeah. The original was 1971, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's passed. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. That'd be fun to find out. I would love to put... There's so much good stuff in the 70s that we could actually watch again. Like, we could watch the original Westworld, which is so freaky, by the way. Anyway, so we could use the good old-fashioned if there's no -1. No, I don't want... Do I want E or I want N? God, I always have to look it up. I am so bad. Seriously, I've looked this up my entire life. N. Non-zero. N and Z. Yeah. So Z. If you know, N and Z. So if it's non-zero, that means if there is something there, then use it. Right? And we'll put it else there. What the hell? And we'll have that be FTP. FTP equals 0. And I mean, we could probably declare that. I think we say otherwise read FTP. And I mean, if we really wanted to, we could loop around, right, until it gets the right one, but we're not going to do that. Because that will break filters if you do that. So we're going to go ahead and say FTP equals, and wrap it in quotes. You got to wrap those quotes if you're going to do this. You also have to have the white space here. This is shell, so it's not double bracketed. And now power zones should... Oh, damn. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I need to make it F. F, yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. My tiny little variable numbers. Okay, so that works. And if I do this, 242, it does the same thing, except for just going to do it. All right, that's it. That is it. That is literally it for this script. It does my calculations the way I want. It is BC. It'll run on anything. Let's see what shell check has to say. You gotta do that before you're done. Oh my god, shell check has all kinds of opinions. I need to quote that to prevent word splitting. Okay. I'm just going to do what shell check says because shell check knows best. And by the way, if you don't, you're going to end up getting burned. These all need to be double quoted. Yep. They all do. Now, you're like, Mr. Rob, there's already double quotes in here. It doesn't matter because it's in the command expansion. Backtick-ish thing. It's not really a backtick. What's the name of that? I forget. So these ones need it too. You're going to have a very sad day if you don't do this. Because it'll expand on the shell and somebody will own your script. If they owned it, it wouldn't be a big deal here. But. Damn. Read F. Reading without dash E will mangle backslashes. This is true. I forgot the dash R. Thank you for the reminder, shell check. You're my good friend. 0 problems. I passed the shell check now. Okay. And power zones. Oh. It's funny because a lot of programs are filters by default. And so they don't tell you they're waiting around for input, right? So you do them and then It shows you. So that is the last step, and we are done. We are like really done now. That is an official filter. If I wanted to, I could detect. Should I do that? Should we do that? Should we go the extra mile? Should we do the extra credit? The extra credit is detect if you have an interactive TTY, and if so, use color. Otherwise, don't use color. That is even better. Because why? Because, like, watch. This is if you want to do a truly supremely awesome color supported script, right? So people complain about color. They complain about it because people who make color stuff don't allow it to work like this, right? So as we talked about, right? 244. They have bang bang, and then they do power color, and it's like, oh yuck. And they don't have a strip escape, so they have to go down there and clean them all out and everything. And they're like, oh my god, that's so horrible. Well, there's a way around that. Let me show you how to do that. This is the true, and a lot of programs do this. A lot of modern programs do this. In fact, you could make an argument that it's kind of the thing you should do, right? So rather than having all of these things, by default, by the way, any variable is empty. It's just empty. It doesn't exist, right? So we just have to add a variable here. We can say if dash t equals 1, I think. Just attach t1, then 5. Right, so I'll indent him. So I'll tell you what that means. Let's actually make sure it works first. And now let's do it. Fast power. Oh, look at that. It worked. Uh-oh. I have a problem though. It didn't work. Uh-oh. What happened here? I forgot a space because I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. Power zone. Oops. Power. Boom. You see how that worked? Make it also blink. We could. Don't tempt me. So, but watch. So color, and you know how to check it? Watch this. Run it, and then pipe it to something. Pipe it to cat, which is nothing, right? Ah, see that? All right. So what did I do? What did I do there? Just do man test, which has got all the switches defined. And we're going to go look for dash T. So dash T is, there it is, dash T file descriptor. So 0, I think, is standard input. 1 is standard output, right? And 2 is standard error. Those are the 3 main streams. File descriptor FD is open on a terminal. So by doing dash T1 will return true if it's a terminal. If it's an interactive color supported terminal, or terminal, it doesn't check for color, but if it's color, right? If it's a terminal, if it's an interactive terminal. If it's not a terminal, then, which means it's getting piped into another program or it's a filter inside of them, then go ahead and skip it. In fact, I use this, a lot of people use this. There's lots of ways to detect a terminal, but this is, here's another way to detect an interactive terminal. If you want to, I could have coded it that way as well. Either way, the dash T check is pretty consistent across the board. People do that all over the place in all kinds of languages. So this says give me color if I have a terminal, otherwise I don't want a terminal. And it doesn't set any of those variables if not. All right. So that is, that didn't even take that long. That is a supremely perfect little utility script. I'm gonna go put that in my stuff. Start using that today. And that's the end of the YouTube video. Have a good time. Leave comments. Come and join us on the Twitch and in the Discord if you want to. Otherwise, we'll see you around. Bye, YouTubers.